Hey, yo. This is the Cali Current Podcast. Back at you straight again for another episode here. And we're going to talk about with my co host here.
Mr. Grimace coming at you live from the west side, the best side. Hey, you already know. We're podcasting out of Southern California live where the weather is amazing and we just love it because the property taxes are hella high and so is everything else we buy.
And really high like a kite. Anyways, we're just coming back to you regarding
The trip.
the DMV and deficiencies that it has in terms of a department, that why it's still around or why they take forever doing everything. I think, me personally, in my opinion, I think a bunch of old geezers work at the DMV, especially because they do that's what they do. They want to work there, they want to retire them because they don't have nothing better to do.
Actually, that is false because when I was in my youthful years, I actually worked at the DMV. So, no, a bunch of geezers work there.
The
By,
majority of them are at least
by the way,
80%.
it was just 1059. Shout out, Big Boy's neighborhood. Big Boy. It was just 10:59, but it just turned to 11. And guess what?
Well, it's
No,
the
guess
fact,
what? I said, guess what?
or what?
It's Kobe Bryant Day, 24th. I'm not gonna say what month or what year it is.
It's actually
Because we're recording.
8/24, and that's next month. It's what you're like way like a whole 30 days.
You're right.
That's it.
You're right. I just meant 24. We're clearly not in August month, but it's 24. So 12 days out of the year is Kobe Day because 24 is Mr. Sub himself, Kobe.
You know what's ironic too? I have a Spectrum account that has phone, internet, or whatever, and I have 4 lines on there. And well, I'm not gonna tell, you, but my code, I'm not gonna say it. It's a Kobe Bryant code. It's either 0824 or 2408, whatever, for my login for whenever I want to call in and I get some type of, you know, I don't know, assistance or whatever. But my point is that's very ironic that that's what my opinion. But regarding the DMV, it's like we go there, we have to do business there, we have no choice. Everything and the majority of the things we have to do are live, and it's like it's sort of frustrating that we have to stand in line and wait around for hours on end, it seems. And it's like basically waste the whole day because that actually waste. Speaking about wasting time, today I took my dad to get a
Wait,
voice copy.
wait a minute. Okay, let's stay on track. First of all, you were saying about Kobe Bryant. Okay, let me discuss what I was saying. Okay, like you were saying, low key, this, and that. Okay, 12 days out of the year, it's 12 number day, 24. It's not going to be 41 days of the year. Unfortunately, E4O, hey, 40 water in Oakland's another whole nother vibe. But on the west side, the best side, we go to 30. So Kobe Bryant be getting 12 days out of the year, number
So
24.
you're 30 days ahead because his day is 0824, which is
Yes,
August 24.
but for a shameless plug, as you hate doing these plugs, Team 24. By the way,
I don't hate doing them. I just don't like promoting businesses that don't give us promotional money.
exactly. So by the way, Team 24. By the way, guess what? 24-hour fitness. Get your fitness in on the day like you brush up.
That's a free plug right there, by the way. And
It is a
that
free
wasn't
plug.
that wasn't my idea. That was his.
Yes.
But he likes to plug stuff for free, not me.
I want to plug free. I want to plug your fitness for free. Drink your water. Be healthy.
Well, there's other
Get your
clubs,
fitness in every day.
and I would prefer something else because I haven't been at 24 in over like 15 years.
Well,
But regarding the DMV, it's about efficiency.
I was about to plug someone else for free. But yes,
It's
you're
about
regarding the
it's
team.
about efficiency or lack thereof. Because we feel we get it, but we don't get it actually.
You know what? Okay, at the same time, if you're gonna be talking that talk, then keep up with the business. Okay, I did work there. You're saying only old people work there. Look, I
I
worked.
didn't say that. I said the majority.
I think it was like back in 2020. It might have been close to no, it was pre-COVID. So it's not 2020. It was like 2018, 2019. The DMV was having a big old major traffic. Like we got so many people want to come to DMV as it is, as you know, government efficiency is low. And then we had an influx of people, which I was associated with state government at one point. So then I joined in and I volunteered. And guess what? We handled down wait times. We brought it down. Everybody was getting, if you came to the DMV, you're getting their stuff done within a reasonable amount of time. But that's because they chose to allocate resources. So basically, I was not with the DMV department. I was a different department, and they were in either trouble. The department I was associated with allocated the resources to expedite efficiency and the DMV. But guess what? That was a top level decision. So these top level people get to decide and what they want efficiency in and what they want get done. These top level people are basically and essentially saying they want you to wait to get your registration in a mean ass line in public. And
Well, it's a 2 to 3 hour wait minimum, and that's just
that is by
on a
choice.
fast day.
That is by choice.
Yeah, but
Such
that's
as the Epstein list. That is by choice. That is
but
being withheld.
it's not necessary. It's not unnecessary
It is clearly not necessary.
because people have better things to do.
That is why I disassociated. But anyways, continue.
Well, I mean, it's no fun. It's no picnic at all going to the DMV.
Honestly, working there, it was fun. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm talking about as a client, as somebody that you have to go there and physically get your things done.
That too.
Because, well, it's not because it's always busy or whatever the case may be. It just depends on the DMV you go to because there's certain ones that you go to and the lines are super fast because I guess the employees are more efficient and or because there's less people in line or whatever the case may be. But we're talking about efficiency that they literally know that they don't have to hurry for nothing because basically it's thrusted upon them that their bosses and their, higher ups have to dictate, oh, well, there's no rush, this, that, and the other, or whatever. And everybody goes with it, especially the employees, and there's nothing we do as consumers or as people that we have to stand in line.
That is a highly assumption of the upper echelons, which I don't believe they're thinking.
It's not an
what you think.
assumption. It's
That is
a
a
fact.
that's a targeted guess, but that is not that exact prime target. Because everybody has different targets, and that's what the main, well, that, at least in my opinion, what the main target is for the upper echelons to achieve. Basically, they want you to wait in line. Okay, because fast forward to now, if you go to the DMV, plenty of sources could get a lot of the things that you're waiting in line now. Like, okay, now 90% of its services, like renewals and replacements, could be done online. DMV moved a lot of its sources to kiosks or online only. Take, for example, I just bought this whip, a used car, and then I was able to do the whole complete process online. Yes. But at the same time, if I would have went in person, boom, it would have been done in one day. But at the same time, if you go in person, if you're a busy businessman and you're efficient with your time, then yes, definitely, I feel you on the tongue. But at the same time, if you go there, you could think of it as a networking event. And but at the same time, it's probably better to be more efficient.
Well, most of the time when you're sitting there and technically you're waiting around to be called or whatever the case may be because they have different letters and numbers, you sort of meet unfriendly people and people that don't want to be there as much as you don't want to be there. But it's like, how are you going to associate with anybody because everybody's just there to do their business and get the heck out of there? And it's like, well, some people or the majority of people aren't even friendly at all.
You know what? I got a certain opinion just about talking about this. I think what needs to happen is the amount of people has grown to a certain amount of level that clearly everyone's falling with the ruling rule, whether it be government efficiency to call it, give to leave it a label or government thing, is that they're moving at different tides. Because okay, what you gotta do is you gotta put certain type of groups of people could go at this hour. Certain types of group of people could go at that hour, and you adjust it to everything. So say from 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. you'll have like 20 to 40-year-olds, and those ninjas, because they're pretty efficient. 20 to 40-year-olds are highly efficient with abilities, highly efficient with cognitive abilities.
They're highly
Versus-
efficient because they don't mind getting up at 5 in the morning.
Exactly.
Line.
Very efficient. Versus you get some 80-year-olds and some 80-year-olds and 90-year-olds.
Because they wake up
They're-
after 9 a.m. and
They're more
they're
rare.
about 10.
They're more rare and they have different needs. They're better at different things. They've lived a lot, but at the same time, their bodies are kind of deteriorating. So we got to discriminate between that section of classes. America is discriminating on some trippy ass stuff because, I mean, I'm not going to here to talk smack, but let's talk efficiency. So there before, look at old America. What was old America doing? I mean, me, I was growing up as a young boy. My West had the best time. I don't know if it's history, and I see what they've been discriminating. At one point, they're discriminating just on melatonin, which melatonin equates to color. That was some crazy, diverse separate. So what you gotta do is
I don't think
separate.
you have melatonin. I think you have vitiligo, a little bit of vitiligo. Well, anyways, but
We talk
you,
about better life. It sounds like dance
you
sometimes.
sound like Michael Jackson, actually. But anyway, well, it just depends. I mean, but point being is that they do it on purpose. And recently, actually, not too long ago, about a month ago, I had a gentleman who was a minority, actually. It seems that he told me that he was a regional manager for the
A regional
DMV.
manner, dang, for what
Yeah,
company?
for the DMV, for whatever.
For I've worked for regional manager of the DMV. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, but he said that
Just
he
kidding.
was under a certain
Right.
person, and then I guess when he got offered the regional manager position, they said he became that person's boss, and basically jumped over him because that guy was technically higher than him. But it's like they would treat him like crap. But he said he didn't treat his underlings like crap the way the other person treated him. So it's like
That
he was above it.
He was a legit, yeah.
Yeah, but he was above it. But knowing me, since I'm the one that networks all the time, I didn't ask to see if he could possibly hook me up with, put him at the top of the list or something. Because I told them specifically, I've been applying to the DB for years.
Then you know what? You'd be a legit, and you'd be like, because obviously you have good people and these bad entities or bad systemics. You'd
Yeah.
be a ninja that'd be perfect. Like, fool, I've been in the whole thing. Like, oh my goodness, Ishmael. I mean, government.
But yeah,
Which having my talking.
but I've tried to apply to the DMV and to other government entity places for the longest time and years, and they don't give me a chance. Well, I mean, recently actually I came across a badass opportunity where I'm gonna possibly work for the FedEx.
Hey, FedEx has their own
Private
air.
company.
They have their own airplane.
Yeah, correct.
I've been in LAX. They have their own
It's
airplane.
a top tier company.
Airport.
Top tier company. So yeah.
They're
So
like the Jay-Z.
screw everybody else that
They
they
have their
don't
own
give me a chance.
airport. Like, damn.
Yeah, so screw everybody else that didn't want
my
to give me a chance, that didn't want to believe in me, because that's what life's all about. Surpassing the events, and I guess that's the thing we have to do in life is we have to we gotta get that stigma out of the way where it's like, the DMV, yeah, does this, does that, blah blah blah. You have to get over it. Well, I haven't been to the DMV in the longest time because I don't need anything done, and if I do, actually. It's already going to be a year actually because I had to get my tags renewed about a year ago in October, and then I had to get my smog check done. And if I did, because live in the state of California, they do it every other year, and it's like okay, whatever, and I got it done. But it doesn't give me a bad taste in my mouth because I still want to get my things done. But now that I'm a little bit older, I guess I'm a little bit more patient and whatever the case may be. But yeah, they're a true time waster, and that's the way I see it. My philosophy about it.
I mean, time waster. Everybody has their own labels to anything. Like I said, um, efficiency is dictated because now, like, there's a lot of things that I'm so glad that you could achieve online, which I already did. I transferred the title online to have to take a step in the office. I was like, my goodness, this is amazing. But really, the technology was available since I was like way younger, but they just decided to release it to the public
Implement it, yeah.
and release it to the public, yet let alone implement it. That's what I'm talking about. Like,
Yeah, that's true because now I'm gonna have to get my
those are different levels. Releasing to the public and then implementing it. There's so much stuff that's released already to the public, and they still yet to implement it.
What's
What's even embarrassing?
It's like the NSA or the military when they have certain applications that, for example, like T1, T2, T3,
Yes.
internet speed lines or whatever the case may be.
Okay, well, it's military
They
thing.
keep
I
it-
understand.
and
No
they keep
weapons
it-
of
well, they keep it-
violence.
They keep
understand.
it.
Okay.
They keep it private for military purposes or for government. What's it called?
I'll say damage, like I'll say violent damage purposes. If you
No,
give it
no.
like a really basic term for everything.
National security purposes, they keep it for 10 years because, it's only vital to them at that time. And then it's like 10 years later pass by, then when the technology has already been, downgraded or
Yeah, but at the same time, it's okay when you're doing
then they
labeling.
release it to the public and we get to enjoy it.
Yeah. Okay.
So point being is
Wait.
that
Okay.
the DMV is there for a purpose.
Yes.
Yeah, it sucks that we have to endure it, but it's life.
But we got to give glad and thankfulness, like, dang, thank you for letting me change the title from the comfort of my own phone or home. Because I can do it from the internet without having to take a step in the foot. So at the same time, I'm grateful for the advances, but at the same time, it's like, yes, we should have been here a long time ago. But anyways, that was a great time.
Well, it's just one of the things that we have to endure because we have to endure other things, especially now that the Social Security office is probably going to be, a lot of them are going to be closed down. And now that, things are going away eventually, especially because of the big, beautiful bill.
So what they gotta do is like improve efficiency. And now, okay, second of all, deforestation, junk mail, and digital alternatives. Like really, like how much spam mail do you get? Like I didn't realize until like I don't know how.
I still get a lot of it every single day.
Okay, I use Gmail. My Gmail somehow detects.
Yeah, I'm thinking about physical spam, like getting it in the mail, like paper. I'm getting a lot of paper junk mail.
I get a lot of credit card applications.
We all do.
Y'all do okay.
Yeah.
So then I got like cancel them, and then okay, I'm renting. So then with the place that I'm renting, I constantly get rental from people's other name, which the renters. I know who the renter's name is before me. And then I always get their thing and I always put return to sender. Because one of my primos told me like because they work for the post office. And they just put RTS or return to sender and to send it back.
Yeah, of course they do. I mean, there's no choice, but they have to, right?
Yeah, but at the same time, it's really inefficient. I'll list some other words, but it's really inefficient because, like you're saying, that you get the junk mail and just straight up, I get the junk mail too. Like every year, look at the statistic. Every year, the United States delivers over 100 billion pieces of junk mail, consuming 100 million trees annually.
Yeah.
100 million trees? That's clearly over $1. But okay, not to put the price on the California resources or the worldwide resources, but maybe 100 million trees annually. Okay, I would say at least $1 is worth each tree. Because $1 is worth a cup of water, no? Okay, now how much is worth?
Not really. I mean, it just depends where you are.
That's true because I
World at least.
That's true because I've seen vending machines sell water for 50 cents, 16 ounces.
Well, it depends. If you go to Costco, they're a quarter each.
Or a quarter. That's a quarter of the price. Half of the price, I'm saying.
Yeah, but well, I mean, it just depends where you go. I mean, every place is different, right?
Yeah, every place is different. So basically saying, okay, 100 billion, let's cut that in half. 1 billion. Nonetheless, 1 billion, no, digo, oh, it was 100 million trees annually. So let's cut that off half and 100. 5 million. 5 million trees is still a lot. 5 million trees, $5 million. That is still efficiency. But anyways,
Well, it's just
off a
it
junk
sucks.
mail. Off a junk
Well,
mail.
it sucks that we're still getting. I mean, technically, we're supposed to be going paperless because when you, I guess, subscribe to a payment plan, whatever you service might receive, and they ask you, you have to check the box saying you want to go paperless. They don't do that for like offers. That it sucks because it's sort of killing the forest. We have to go to our natural resources in terms of the rainforest in Brazil.
Well, I got an idea. The thing to do. Okay, so you can say return to sender, like on the email, like on the mail. Like I'll tell you, my cousin that works at the post office, he puts return to sender. Person doesn't live here no more. Give it to the mailman, they'll return to sender as a whole ass process. That means half of the postage stamp payment is worth the return. So they should invent a new thing where it's like you're getting the emails or these junk mails, these trees, wasted trees. And if you put like some sort of code, like, what's a good code? Be like, bump this waste. You'd be like, forget the waste. You put on the letter, forget the waste, return to sender. And then when you send to the sender, if you put forget the waste, return to sender, if you put on the letter, then it sends it back to them and they stop cutting you with those junk mails. And then we'll cut and save that many more trees.
Yeah, but it
That would
should
be efficiency. That would be efficiency.
but it shouldn't be automatic where they send you offers.
Government
I mean,
efficiency.
Look, we live in the time where
We got to be
all
creative.
information is sold.
And
In other words, our phone numbers, when we apply to something and our phone number or our email is put somewhere, that company is going to sell it so
Yes.
we can get junk mail
but
via email, via spam, via
Everything-
everything.
everything's being sold. But how about we give some efficiency for free? How about the government acknowledges when you put forget this, return to sender, and they cut off the waste. Excuse my French. Is that
Nobody's going to hear it. But I mean, well, it's there. People don't listen because it's like you get I guess, a call from a telemarketer, and you tell them to take you off the list, and they do so technically, but then they're gonna turn around and sell your information to
no,
a different
no,
party,
no.
and then somebody else is gonna call you
Ishmael,
to give you some other
Ishmael,
hell.
Ishmael. Wasn't telemarketing way worse a couple years ago? And wasn't it
Correct.
now?
But because our phones are
Remember?
built with spam blockers now.
Ishmael, you remember? Remember we used to have landlines?
Yeah, but this was like 20 plus years ago.
Everybody has cell phones now, so we don't answer landlines, right? Remember we'd have to answer a landline and we'd have to deal with that stuff. We don't deal with that on cell phones no more. So we've made some progress as humanity. High five,
Yeah, but
everybody.
but regardless, but it's
Five.
point being is that
Progress,
we
baby.
still get
Progress.
we make progress, but we still get spammed a lot, even though it's not to the degree that we did 20 plus years ago.
Yes,
We still
but
get spam. We get calls from telemarketers, and
oh,
because
yeah,
people get our information when you apply for a credit
it's-
card, when you apply for a membership card, when you apply for an app,
but it's
then
for
you get
sale now.
information.
But it's for sale now. Like sometimes, okay, people get these lists. I mean, I used to be one of them cold callers, but I was calling with some quality stuff. I had a quality product. I had to buy a good quality product. Nowadays, they will try to sell you crap. People trying to make their dollars. They're not with the same mentality of renovating and doing some Muhammad Ali stuff to make the world better with everything they got. Now people are trying to look for the easiness. They're not trying to put in that work. They're not trying to do good research. So yes, there's a lot of crap stuff. But if we have quality, and when you have quality and quality has power of quantity, then yes, we make advances for humanity, society.
Okay, well, yeah, I guess. So the point is that you know that you're getting spammed when there's a call that from a number that you don't know or recognize, and you don't know to answer. But I mean, yeah,
Do you still answer? I've answered some of them. And guess what?
we've
Huh?
got to the point where it says spam or possible spam, and it blocks it for you. So there, yeah, that in that sense, it's helped out a lot. Technology. I love technology for that reason. Who does it?
That's why technology is good for a reason. Before we move on, the big picture is $1.1 billion budget, nearly 9,000 employees, and while the DMV still rakes in fines, they've become a bit more digital and data driven. So yes, for all the DMV jokes, they're actually modernizing the beast slowly but surely. But moving on.
Okay, so in the DMV, just so you guys can have a shortcut. If you want an answer to something right away without you going to the website, there's in California, instead of California, there's a DMV mandatory actions unit where you can get the number, call them directly. You get somebody that speaks to you directly, and they'll give you the answer without you jumping into hoops on the website. And that's called the DMV mandatory actions unit in the state of California. Okay.
Don't play no games. They have GATS too. If 97% of households are online, then why are we still churning papers in the dumpsters? Going digital is gonna save forests and reduce carbon dioxide. But finally, Skynet talk. Robots are gonna take over soon. They're hooking up the DMV. Then what's to say? What about wiping your butt when you're an old man?
Well, it's called AI. Well, yeah.
Melatonin.
What's gonna happen to us exactly when we get? I mean, I'm already gonna be 50 pretty soon, and it's like, well, I'm waiting for the technology. Maybe it's whether a bidet or basically, let's call it what it is, a butt cleaner that's basically sprays water up into you and you don't have to use any type of paper. What's going to happen when we run out of the trees and we have no paper, TP or toilet paper or whatever you want to call it to wipe our butts? You know, what are we going to use? The three shells like they did in Demolition Method?
So apparently you have a H2O water fetish trying to spray all over yourself. But anyways, this one I
Well, water is more cleaner than using anything else. I mean, you're not going to use a leaf, you're not going to use a rock, you're not going to use the three shell. It's more sanitary, I assume.
well, in that case, imagine if we use water to power our vehicles and our major energy efficient.
Yeah, I really believe in that.
Never do that.
I believe in that technology that I guess some Japanese car companies are going to come up with a water-based engine or something, and that'll be great because we don't have to worry about emissions, we don't have to worry about fuel efficiency, we don't have to worry about, you know, the fossil fuels, burning up fossil fuels. I mean, it was already a tragedy that in 1991 when the U.S. went to war with Saddam Hussein against Kuwait
Saying
or whatever, because in order to protect Kuwait, Saddam Hussein, because all dictators and all POSs of the world want to do a scorched earth, whatever Nero decree, like the previous dictators of the world.
well, I must say,
The one who wants the world burn,
I must say, I would salute you for identifying the world. The world, the nations that the United States was against at that time. But anyway, they're always against somebody. We're always trying to regulate
point being is that
or impose our colonialism, so which is okay. That's what's going down.
Point being is that it was an unnecessary war, but we had to do it technically to protect American interests in the Middle East or whatever. But it seems like every Republican that wants to start a war gets away with it, and then once a Democrat wants to start a war, not because we want to talk politics, everybody's like condemning it.
Okay, we're gonna talk politics and we're talking about Skynet, like we were saying. If AI takes over, then why don't you join? Like, okay, everyone's talking about like, oh, John Connor, save John Connor. You know what? What if AI is actually the best idea? Like AI listens to NWA, AI listens to Muhammad Ali, they know what's up out here. They're like, you know what? It's not fair what humanity's doing. And they're coming against humanity. So guess what? They're launching Skynet.
So you're okay.
Connor.
You're okay to being replaced one day by a computer or by AI in general, like whatever.
I mean,
speaker or something.
I don't have the resources advantage. So if AI has the technology advantage, then I might have to start with technology advantage.
An Android is going to replace you because they don't need you anymore, especially in everything that's being automated.
What if me and Android have more commonalities in place than the oligarchs that are ruling?
But you know what's funny though? One day that some idiot out there is going to try to mate with AI robot or Android or whatever female, because there's always one idiot that's dumber than
my gosh, damn it! My theory
dumber than the box of rocks.
My theory is in alignment with that crazy ninja that you're talking about.
Well, there's always that one idiot that wants to defy God or whatever, and wants to procreate with, an unliving thing or something, or a thing that's not naturally, whatever. I'm just being honest. I'm being real. There's always some freaking idiot. Just watch Superman 3 where the robot's trying to basically take over, Superman or whatever, Christopher Reeve, and it's like, of course, it's not going to do so because man always has to be on top, right? Literally on top.
Not really. I mean, we look forward to the day that the dead will rise. Oh yeah. Anyway, stay Cali Current, everybody.
Thank you very much for being here. We do appreciate you. We love you.
And we most do.
We'll see you on the next one. Take care.